All right, we're finally live. Thanks for watching Dash League. My name is TK, and today I'll be commentating Fate versus. I cut out. Let me know how the sound sounds. How the sound sounds. What's up, Matrix? I can't remember whose YouTube Matrix. God, who is it? Is it good? Okay, thank you. What's up, Destroyer? Oh, Benos' Matrix. Okay. I had some comments, but I didn't add. Unfortunate. Oh. It looks like we do have some comments. Check Discord. Can you hear me, lot?
What was that?
Oh, I can hear it now. Sweet. What's up?
How's it going?
Hey TK.
What's up, man?
Hello.
Orculum, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine.
All right, looks like chat is in favor of Fate. We got a ton of Fate fans.
Alrighty. Is the stream already live at this point?
Stream is indeed.
Okay. Are we able to get it casted to here?
Okay.
Alright, cool.
I'm trying to. Wait, do you know how Dre does?
The announcer voice? Oh, you.
countdown on
Talking at-
waterway.
Oh right. Yeah. It's game audio. Hang on. Let me figure. So.
So we have Total Max, Yeet Kids, Cassius, Mando. Then is it just 4v4 at the moment, or are they planning to do 5?
Looks like they're waiting for people to filter in.
Then on Fake we have, what is that? Laco? No. T-L-A-L-A-C. How the hell do you spell that? Let's say that.
Tlaloc?
Tlaloc?
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think that's probably the best. And then Taxi, Marini, and DTG Blob.
Go, yeah, it looks like.
I'm curious to see if they're playing 4v4 or not. That's one of the things that is permitted if teams can't find a full 5. And so you can play 5v4. You can also play 4v4. So if that happens, it'd be interesting to see how the strategies obviously change when you only have 4 people playing. I think most people have strategized with 5 players in mind, so it's definitely a change.
Absolutely.
Oh, one is full, so not going to oh, no longer full.
They dropped back out again. It was a short-lived 5 right there.
Hey chat, let me know how games sound leveled with the haters.
Is Fake a new team?
Fake is a new team, yes. And I'm actually about to pull up the roster so I can see all the different people.
They're not gonna have any standings. So
Well, and there's Team Real as well. So we got Real and Fake, and we used to have Life and Death, but now we just have Life, right?
oh, are they?
It's
Did it die?
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, this is kind of the crazy part about all these new teams coming in is there's so many new players that I just have little to no familiarity with, and that's not meant to be a disrespectful thing to all them. It just means there's so many players that are being added in on a daily basis. It seems like
Oh,
so.
looks like
But they're
they're
going
starting.
forward with the 4.
All right, 4v4 payload. Interesting dynamic. We'll see if they are devoting more bodies to Heart or if they're gonna kind of back it off.
Is this gonna be the first 40v4?
I think this may be the first 4v4, unless it happened earlier in this week and I wasn't aware of it. But yeah,
I'm still catching up. I just started.
exactly.
So I have no idea at the moment.
You guys have any predictions here?
Go.
I mean, it's difficult to say. Fake is full of a lot of players that I don't really have much experience with. Supernova obviously is a team that has a lot of experience. You look at between Mando and Yeet Kid. Those have, Yeet Kid's has been around since season 0 in the kind of the preseason that we did. So that's a lot of game experience from the captain there. And Mando obviously has been a player for quite a while. So I think, if I had to pick, I would go with that experience and that veteran team on Supernova's side.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh, good clear there.
End up
You
kinda
see.
pushing.
Yeah. Bob is up there trying to disrupt a little bit, but it's only useful if the cart's still moving and they're they're keeping bodies on there. There's two moving through, and Blob is once again kind of pushing up. So it looks like he's kind of playing that disrupting role.
I love how Blob's playing this right now.
Oh, and he got mowed over by the cart there after a great run.
But quite a few kills.
Be curious to see if they if either team utilizes heavy weapons.
We see a shotgun
maybe
right
total.
now.
I
Yep.
suspect we're gonna start seeing the heavy weapons the second
Yeah.
round.
As soon as we get around this corner, rocket fire.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think Total Max is
There they go.
using heavies before, so I would imagine that you'll see him do that. I think Yeet Kid every now and then does it as well. Ooh, Cassius with a great rocket kill there, but he gets taken out. Fake is doing a great job of pushing forward and not letting. Ooh, beautiful.
Very smooth movement.
Oh, he whiffs on Cassie's gun.
Oh. And that's the downside of the double shotties. If you miss those double taps, you know you have to.
They can't.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be real lucky.
Axie. It's another one.
Ooh.
It's behind him. Can he take out any heavy weapons?
I think the heavy weapons are down right now. I think you see someone running over to grab them at this moment. So I think he's gonna try to sneak up on him. There
I
it is.
think we need to up our audio a bit. Me and both TK are too silent.
Okay.
TK too quiet? Gotcha. I will. As soon as Taxi's dead, though.
Yeah. Actually on an incredible run, and now he's
They're gonna get it
great
like
dash
3
backwards
minutes.
too.
It's gonna be pretty cool.
Ooh, beautiful.
Cassius.
Little trade there. Oh, this is a fantastic push by Fake. Really well done. 16-9 for Blob right now. That's
SP
11 and 6.
SPNV finally has time to hunker down on the card and set up defense. So we'll see
Yeah.
how that pans out.
Got Mando on Supernova side
Oh,
at
they get the
13 and
check.
12.
Oh boy, that's cool.
Kind of surprised to see Yeet Kid struggling so much. I think maybe he's taken some time off the game and is just sort of coming back into it.
I was
That would
just
be my
looking
guess.
at like the kill deaths, and it's pretty crazy to see Yeet get 2 kills and 11 deaths.
Yeah,
Not being warmed up can be.
Oh, definitely.
for sure. And I think you'll see him. I think you'll see him bounce back, especially probably on the second half of things. But yeah, when you've taken some time off, I took a considerable amount of time off the game, and coming back was definitely a work in progress as far as just like playing pubs and practicing and remembering how to do things again. At least at that speed, I think that's the biggest thing. You know, Dash League speed is so different than pubs or anything else that you would do.
Yeah, just because you're pub stomping doesn't mean you're up and ready to play against like.
For sure. Beautiful by Blob, yeah. And what Blob is doing a really good job of is understanding not just that he needs to dash to avoid getting shot, but where to dash in order to set himself up for a kill or put the other team out of position. You saw that when he was on the cart and they came in to try to shut down the cart, and he did a backwards dash away from the sight line, and now he was able to take a couple of free shots on them because you don't want to rotate and turn away from the cart at that time. The same exact thing there, where he dashed up onto the rafters, but he actually dashed past the player that he was going to shoot, and it set him up to be able to take him down in one quick, easy shot.
That was almost a double
Wow.
kill.
Yeah, it was close, but they hopped off in time.
Get a really strong position. Hard to get some. Hopping up there. Oh, there he goes.
He's probably Pollock there, shutting it down. Imagine that he could probably had enough time to grab a second shot. I'm surprised that he didn't in that situation.
Love how taxing.
I actually don't think we saw his second hand at all. Can we go back to YouTube, double check that both his controllers are working?
Oh, that would that would explain a lot if that was what was happening with Yeet. Oh,
Oh, only one controller?
let's see if he comes
One
back in. Go back to him while he spawns here real quickly. I'm curious.
I'm only seeing. Oh,
Yeah.
there's two guns. There's two.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
The second gun's just distracting. He doesn't need it.
It's very
Well,
low.
I do understand that, like, when you have interesting combinations like a single shot and you're trying to secondary fire with that charge shot, sometimes it's actually more distracting to try to use both guns. And so using just a single gun to do that splash damage is sometimes a safer bet.
Definitely.
But yeah, I was like that. If Yeet's playing with one controller, that's a real tough time.
Fake about to get it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
game.
5 minutes.
5:15. Wow.
That seems like a pretty good time. I've seen
That's
Fake called the
crazy.
underdog quite a bit in chat, so they're doing pretty good right now. Very good right now.
You know, based off of what just happened there, I don't think they can be termed underdogs right now. They just blitz through Canyon push.
And we got Mando up top. I'll follow him to start.
Minnow at 25 and 22, but then you've got Digiblob at 29 and 15 and 24 and 14 for Taxi.
Match starts in 3, 2,
Very good performance.
1, go.
Let's see what they do
Oh, I
here.
love
Oh.
it from Mando. They were not
Yeah.
expecting that. He gets a third. That's 75% of the team. He almost gets the ace.
Oh. Oh.
There's a whole starter setup.
Yeah. Just push him, get him all the way. Yeah, that's a really great start for Supernova's push, and they know they have to be excellent here. That cart has to just breeze through most of the map.
Yeah.
For them to have a chance. Yeah, and it's an interesting concept of like how many bodies do you want to dedicate to the cart in these situations when you only have 4 players. Oh, and cart's down right now. They need to get to it. There you go. Oh,
Blob comes from the
blob
back.
dropping behind. Yep.
He's running around with shotguns now.
Looks like there's rockets. Yeah, somewhere here too. Yep.
Yeah, I was also trying to figure out where the rockets came from because
Yeah, I think the rockets were riding on that flank rail there. Man, Fake is actually doing a good job of slowing them in this area right here, and that's from Supernova's perspective. That is no good. They've got to clear this area out. Ooh.
It definitely looking like Fake has the momentum.
we haven't tweet checked yet. Maybe Lalco?
We want who?
Lalok.
Oh.
Lalok?
Lalok?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have seen that yet.
You know, I might have to push for a rule that says if your name is an obvious pronunciation, you have to include that in your roster too. Like,
It would
please.
help knowing how to say it.
That's the funniest part. Stuttering over the.
There was someone in a game the other day with a Ho2. His name was like Tatarat, or like it was I can't remember the term for it, but it's where it's the same words backwards and forwards.
Oh, I remember.
And we looked at the name and we're like, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's Ratatat or Tatarat or Lata thing. We gave up after a while.
I know what it is. It's a palindrome.
Palindrome, that's what
I
it
did not
is.
read that from chat at all.
You Our club is definitely not getting any help. The rocket's coming in here.
Supernova
The
has
rocket's
3 minutes to
coming
make it
from-
past this choke point.
I mean,
No,
and
bro.
realistically, they have way less time because you know, Fake made end goal with 5:15. So realistically, if
I
you
think
if you make it with a minute left, you only have a minute and a half to 2 minutes to get it all the way to end goal. there's no way that's gonna happen. That long distance accuracy from Blob is fantastic. He's not wasting a whole lot of shots. Oh, there goes 3. I think that's 6 in a row now. He's just mowing down the team.
It's behind another.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, nice from Max out.
Ooh, good kill. Good kills.
Close for
I
the
gotta get
headshot.
those rockets down. Oh, can't get the rockets. I'm a little confused right now as to some of the strategy because they've got someone hiding, I think, in the side room for Supernova. They need to, yeah, there we go. Get on the cart. And there's sometimes where this happens where it's just like I understand why teams feel like they need to wipe players first and get those kills, but ultimately sometimes you just have to fight while you're on the cart. You know, sometimes you just have to jump onto it and die and Lynx get that extra 2 to 3 seconds.
When I reach this point, I always think of like I need to hit people who are standing in that location, and if I don't throw those people, my attack is useless. So they're always
Exactly.
like on that ledge above the health, and then at the dash pickup, like if somebody's standing there, they need to be dead like ASAP, or which is gonna be useless. So I do get it that you want to clear those points before standing on it.
Yeah. I will say though that there's, you know, this choke point really similar to any of the choke points or the end points on payload in Hyperdash, but there is a level where it's just sort of brute force. Like, they have, the red team has the spawn advantage, they have pickups, and they have dash pickups. They're going to have the man-to-man advantage.
It's definitely
but
brute
what you can
force with
do,
the last 30 seconds.
yeah, you just have to, sometimes you just have to just smack that card as many times as you can. There we go. Ooh,
Oh,
good run, good run,
checkpoint.
good. Oh!
10, 9.
They got 10 seconds.
Keep
to
running
get
up with a
some
shot.
power
Can you
down.
get a couple? Oh, that was almost nasty. Hold them bunched up there.
And they're pushing up now.
They get the overtime.
On
They
for
get the
overtime,
so
on
they
for
get a few
overtime.
seconds.
Oh, it's over.
One, and there it is.
It's a shame.
Good shit to fake there. Very nice showing against Supernova.
Absolutely.
So-
58 and 29 just absolutely popped off. That was really cool.
Not Gollum is asking if SPNV is using their top roster right now or not. And I don't think we have any big names missing from their team. Like we have Yeetkid, Mando. Total Max is also pretty good normally. I mean, he was good also now, so I don't want to talk about. But no, I guess Fig just did very well that round.
Yeah, I need to check and see what changes have been made to
Oh, server
Supernova's
restart.
roster. Oh,
They are missing Boydoy, that is correct.
they're missing Boydoy. Dot is actually probably, I would argue, from last season was Supernova's
Dot and then they're
biggest.
Dot. Oh, Michael
Yeah.
Spoon is also, who also is Tomato King, and Huira were also options that were not available probably.
Yeah. Dot was one of those people though last season who, like, you look at his statistics and his performance, he was one of Supernova's highest performers last season. Just solid KDs across the board. But yeah, impressed so far by Fake in their performance. So we're seeing another, I believe this is a Soul Clan team as well.
Let me check that for you, Simp.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too, Sam, because that,
What was the question?
If it is the
was
first
that
time
Bob's
that
first Ashley.
Blobs plays.
Oh.
And I think we have
I would
0
imagine
stats on the whole team, so I do think so.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me double check on the full standings. Where is it? Here, stats. And yes, we have nothing on Blob, so it is his first match.
And that was a good first. Probably gonna be a waterway. That's his second game at most. He's a new player. Nick has played another game. All right.
Are the old stats not on the website anymore? Maybe. Is that
The
something?
old stats from last season are. I think the question
This map
is whether or not.
rig?
No,
I
they're not allowed to do that. Someone's trolling you. Someone's trolling.
I'd love to see some competitive. Let's go. Competitive ball. Bring back ball.
Competitive rig. I can't even imagine how that would play out.
Next map is Coast. Wait.
No, they're all just trolling. It's gonna be a domination map. Ignore them. They're all just messing with your heads.
It's gonna be Metropolitan.
There we
Oh,
go.
it's
Oh,
gonna
I got
be a
kicked.
different.
Competitive rig, rockets only. Oh boy.
Oh, I would love rockets only on rig. I'd have a ball. Sounds fantastic. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I switched it for.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That's not what I
It
was
is indeed
saying.
switched. The way I have it all laid out on my screen, it looked like it was on stream, but
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
Think it'll be. Still. If so, let's say game 1 is 4v4, and a team gets their next player. Like, can you go 5v5 the next game? Opt
Mhm.
in.
Yeah, they do permit that. Also, I'm not sure that the Dash League Network, whoever is running the social media right now and is on the YouTube, should be disparaging board members. So I'm gonna find out who that is and fight you. That's what's gonna happen.
I think it's
Are you
Lad, because
defending
like
Gatsby?
It's ladder style. That's just bitter
a
because
few
he.
minutes ago he said ladder at it, so I think it's ladder
Okay.
at it.
Okay, that makes sense. Lat's just bitter because he bottom fragged on our team last
Shove it
game.
down, it is Lad.
Yeah. Yeah, he bottom fragged on the team the other day during our game and is insecure about that because I haven't been playing at all and he's been working his ass off trying to be better and I still kicked his butt.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been crying a lot and is very insecure. I gave him one of those little stress toys. It hasn't really been helping so far.
Make sure to send him some emotional support. You know, get.
Exactly.
Also, it's not really a surprise, but no team switches at the moment. But kind of makes sense if they're gonna play 4v4.
How that game would have gone if it was like a 5v5. Do you think the 4 had effect on the?
Yes, I would say that it does. I think that smaller amounts of players tends to favor whoever has just the best flat-out killer, because it's one less body to have to deal with. So the 1v1s is way more important, and in my opinion, in games like that. So instead of it being weighted on the team play and some of those strategies where you're expecting to have 5 players, now now what you're doing is you're expecting them to be able to just fight individually to make things happen.
Cat wants to talking.
And then Lad responds with Lad.
Lat calling himself a pure pistol assassin is possibly the funniest thing that I can imagine.
They're gonna play
Right
Quarry.
out on court.
Match
I think by pure pistol assassin, Lat's referring to being so bad with pistols that he's assassinating the weapon itself.
He assassinated any skill.
Any integrity the game had.
Yeah, Lat assassinated the integrity of pistol play.
First
Okay, blue,
elimination.
first map
Red
control.
takes A. Red takes B.
We had ascension. What do you see?
X now got A and B, and Taxi's immediately running for those shotguns. So Supernova's better figure
Looks like
that out
Taxi's gonna
real
try to
fast.
control the B.
And
Cassius real quick. I like watching people play
And honestly,
shotguns.
oh man.
Blue takes B. Red
Okay,
takes
looks
B.
like Taxi's staying at B. Can we switch maybe? See what the rest of the team is trying to do.
Bob sitting back here. Got Marini in spot.
He's just vibing.
Alright, and back to Taxi.
Okay, Taxi's moving on.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm fake right now, what I would be expecting to do is I would just leave Taxi in B solo with those double shotties because he's done a lot of work in there, and then send the other three through tunnel to pressure the final point. Ooh, we got a countdown there from Supernova.
Blue team scores.
Another one.
Because yeah, you saw Taxi just run circles around people and and obliterate them. So if you can send Digitblot and Marini and Tlaloc through the lower tunnel, you might be able to get some real pressure there if Taxi's able to just frag people with the shotguns and B.
Red takes B.
Ooh, a little rocket usage. Rocket usage on this map is a challenging one because it's so wide open, and a lot of times the way that rockets are most effective is when you kind of have people boxed into a certain small area, and that's when you're able to get those frags. So the B point here on Quarry is just difficult because people can really kind of dodge in whichever direction they want to get those kills.
Red takes A.
Definitely easier to get the rocket kills. Kind of know.
Blue takes B.
Yeah. You don't have a whole lot of like walls and things to provide the splash damage off of. You kind of have to just land them at their feet.
Ooh,
Blue takes A. Red takes A.
they captured A, isn't that Heat Kids? No, okay. I'm messing with the
Oracle, you're the developer. You should know.
I always mistake which side has A and which side has C.
Right,
Always.
right.
Even when I'm playing, I'm like, A has been captured. I'm like, is that my color or not?
Blue team scores.
And Cassius starts the countdown. They might get it. No, it gets countered.
no,
as
they
B.
lost the-
Cassius takes back control of the
Blue
button.
takes A.
In A, okay.
Blue team
Oh,
scores.
They lost.
Trigger
They
the
lost
countdown
both ends
again.
just switching.
Blue team scores.
Ooh.
Countered. Blue
Looks like a little bit of a
team
lag out there.
countered.
He goes down. Cassius take.
Could we
Blue team
watch Heat Kid for
scores.
this?
Countered.
He seems to be doing pretty good now.
You kid figured it out after a little bit of a rough start.
Oh, 10 and 6. Yeah, he's doing great. At that. Good defense.
Yeah, both teams are kind of holding back in their own areas here.
Well, maybe going a bit too quick for them, so they also have to cool down a bit, effective, and then regroup and attack.
Well, you kind of have to be careful on this map too to not like burn yourself out as far as the speed you go out, because
Yeah,
when this map goes full time, oh my goodness, by the end of it, your brain is fried.
but it can also not go like full defensive because unlike Waterway, you can't get to
Blue
point B.
takes B.
In like when you spawn while in Waterway, you can like if you time your dashes correctly,
Exactly.
you can capture
The
B
counter.
and then like catch everybody off guard. Here you can't do that. It's
Right.
your own.
Yeah, the
button
B
or
counter
nothing.
the B counter is basically only if you are already there.
Blue team scores in 3, 2.
Yeah, Yeet's not really pushing up too far. Oh,
Blue team
And Supernova
wins
takes
There
the
they got
first
it.
round.
Oh,
with a squad wipe.
at 20 minutes.
5 minutes for the. It's actually pretty short for Corey.
Go.
That was only 5 minutes.
Takes C.
It's been
Red takes A.
very active.
With a shot.
Blue takes B. Blue takes first.
Couldn't see who that was, but a
elimination.
red's already deep into the
Red
base right
takes
now.
B.
I'm not sure if they should be devoting 2 players to try to kill this person.
They're like also not sure where the person is.
Yeah, right?
The taxi is hiding.
Very
Blue
slow
takes
play so
C.
far.
Yep, he's hiding in that upper area. Gonna drop down below for a
Ah,
second
okay.
shot.
Caught his-
The shotgun
Now
and
he's got
stand
both
here and be ready to capture the dash.
Taxi's about to go hunting right here. They just need to get B. I think he's waiting for them to place B, and then he's gonna push for the cap.
For none of his team.
Okay,
Red
keep an eye
takes
on.
B. Red team
Starts one.
score countered.
Oh, he moved. Okay.
No, no.
Red team scores 3 countered. Red team score
Cassius?
countered.
It's Max out. Down.
They lost B. They lost.
Blue
Oh,
takes C.
B counter. If we talked about how hard the B counter is.
Cassius coming through caves though. I start the
Blue
countdown.
team scores
Oh,
in
there you go.
countered.
God, I lost to that B.
Max out
Red
goes down
takes
too.
A.
Help.
I'm not sure why the Dash League network account is talking about Pop One's heads-up display right now in the chat. Can we please stay on topic? Can Style, when you watch this back later, can we fire Lat from running his own channel? I think that needs to happen for the sake of the
Red
game.
takes B.
Offline that is perfect.
Red takes B. Blue takes
You know,
C.
look it up in the air trying to get that
Blue takes
that shock
B.
blast straight up. It's always difficult.
Red takes B. Blue
Oh.
takes B.
Running in circles right now.
And Mando gave himself a little splash damage there.
Blue takes blue team countered. Blue
Get in their
team
base.
Countered. Blue team countered.
Okay,
Up one.
you around the button, so no.
Blue teams countered.
Looks like they lost Mando. Oh no, he's back. He's back.
Red takes B.
Like he's having some network issues.
Interesting. Yeah, we haven't really discussed the possibility of like a dropout in this situation when it's 4v4. You're going down to 3 players. That's a big ask.
Blue team score countered.
Oh, we got another countdown.
Blue teams countered.
Total max out trying to just delay things enough to get that countdown, but they weren't biting. It's gonna be interesting if this maintains. You know, like obviously, Fake just obliterated on Canyon. So if Supernova is able to pull out the Quarry one, oh, there's a countdown though. Countered at C. If Supernova is able to hold this one out, I'm real fascinated to see what would come out of a control point between these two teams, because the Canyon map was just so one-sided. But you just never know. People have their strong maps. People have their strengths when it comes to team coordination or strategies, and I'd be interested to see how that control point would play out. I really don't know.
You can see that
Blue
in the
team score
later on.
countered.
This was the lowest scoring, I think, in the last round, and now it's like
Two
Are they gonna get it? No, they
very
don't.
good.
Ooh.
That was
Close.
crazy.
Deluxe was really liking the rocket play on this map too, which is again something that's hard to use. He's using things like the button barrier there to create something to splash damage off of. Ooh. Nice little rocket headshot there.
Red takes B.
And
Everyone has
the
control, but
Yep. He's just gonna keep pushing up, which is probably not a bad idea considering that there's pressure being applied.
Oh, Mando
Ooh,
spotted him at some point.
Just rude, Mando. Just rude.
Blue takes B.
Oh, big push, big push.
Top gold
Blue team
shot.
scores
One
in
so bad.
counter.
Oh, he killed.
Blue team scores in 3, 2, countered.
Counters B.
Red
Or
takes
counters B.
A. Blue takes C.
Trade there from Max Out and Blob.
Ah.
Now you can kind of feel the game settling in. Just kind of back and forth. No real significant chances, but just little countdowns here and there. They kind of figured out each other's pace and play style.
Blue takes C.
Yeah, now the long haul starts.
Blue countered.
I thought I felt the chill in the air. Odd is in the booth now. He's muted though.
Hey there. Hey guys. What's up?
How's it going, Odd?
Hello.
Blue takes
Oh, I'm doing
B.
absolutely great. Hey, stream. What's up, everybody?
I don't know. So what do you think about this this matchup so far? Have you been
Blue
watching?
takes B.
I was peeking in a little bit earlier. I can see that SPNV is up. It looks like about a point. And
About a point, yes.
At a point.
yeah, it was
Not quite one full point. I'd call that a .98.
with about 12 minutes left. I would say about 15 is when it really starts to hit. But as you were saying earlier, this is when you start to see
Red takes
this map as less of a as a fast-paced attacking map, like you'll see Launchpad, or not Launchpad, as you'll see Waterway, and it starts to set in as this kind of a lull of who can keep their arms up the longest and who will not fall over. And I think that whichever team has the better sustain at this point, which it's looking like both teams are doing a really good job of not doing very much at all, which is really good. No, that's really good for SPNV because they don't have to do anything. They're up a point.
Firing
sure.
shots.
They just left with 4 people to the other team's button,
Red takes
so
A.
if they... Okay.
Oh, they sent everyone, and they don't
Yeah,
have their own
everyone.
point.
They don't have
They don't have their own point
That's
right
the
now.
duality of this map. Mando, I think, is about to get popped in the back of the head.
Oh, ooh, good kill.
Yeah, you're completely
hide.
correct.
Well, he's just
but,
going hunting right now.
I think what did happen here, unlike what normally happens, is that SPV and SPN, those letters I'm always messing them up. Supernova, I'm just gonna say it.
There you go, yeah,
Supernova.
Supernova.
Yeah.
Let's
Got a
dance for it.
point in the first 5 minutes.
Scores in
Oh, another
Doesn't
countdown.
happen.
Another countdown.
So I think that's gonna
Oh, it's another
really
C
kind of-
counter.
be in
Yeah,
their
so-
favor.
Yeah.
So unless you have a real monster of a team, two like ridiculous teams going up against each other, they're both very, very aggressive. They know how to play for a very long time. It's gonna be whoever can get that advantage in the first, 2 to 5 minutes. Whoever gets that first point is. What happens is that they'll get that first point and they'll be like, "Yay, we got a point!" And then they'll just be like, "All right, we're happy now." And they will kind of settle down, and in turn, the enemy team is forced to settle down because if they keep going in aggressively, they're gonna get trapped in that defensive stance that the opponent takes.
Cassius doesn't even know what he saved. There's 2
Blue
fake
team
players waiting in their
score
base,
countered.
and it was all on
countered.
Oh, looks
on
like another
Slaw out there
countdown.
to hit B.
I feel like
Oh,
I
man.
feel like the FR players are, or not FR, the fake players, unfortunately, are playing a little bit too passively for what they need to do right now. And it looks like it's only going to be Martini ready to counter, and they're going to get on the. Oh, very close, very close.
He raised his arms in celebration.
Seconds too soon.
Yeah, I really feel like Fake needs to play a little bit more aggressive. They're playing around corners, they're playing a little too hidey, and I think they just have to go for it because playing defensive and slow is actually exactly what SPNV wants. They want to play the game slow.
Right.
They wanna control that pace and make it as long as they can because they have the advantage. They don't have to do anything right now. interesting movement there from Total Max Out, not shooting the player.
It looks like Fake is almost completely drained of all their energy. This is one of those maps where you have to keep it under control. And that's what Supernova is doing. They're keeping the pace steady. They're not wasting too much of their energy. They have the experience. It's on their part at this point.
Right.
Takes him out from his corner.
I think
Goodness, we've got Light Bright in here now too.
SPNV is
Yeah.
trying to mount a little bit of
I
a
was
very
doing-
confused.
Has odd joints.
Oh, okay. I didn't see ya.
I just quiet for a little bit.
My Discord didn't even update, so for me it didn't see anyway. It just came out of Gapsy's voice. I was like very confused.
Interestingly, I'm noticing that a lot of the times SPNV, Fake is able to counter at C, and I think that's due to their kind of hidey, dodgy nature that they're playing. So they're using tunnel and abusing that mechanic to kind of hide around. Ooh, interesting.
I will be
They're
right back.
abusing those mechanics to kind of, you know, hide around from the SPNV players, and in doing so, they're able to counter at SPNV's button, which is preventing them from getting the point right now. So I think that while what both teams are doing works for a stasis, they have each other at a really good standstill. It's not good for Fake because Fake needs to score here. They can't just sit here and
Right.
tie. They have to go for
Red
it.
takes
And the
lead.
onus is on, again, the team that's down to change the terms of the game. And I think that a lot of times, in Supernova's case, for example, after they scored that point, Supernova's approach was, it was the same strategy, it was just played at a more deliberate pace. And I think that's a really smart thing because it's saying, look, we've been doing this, and it got us a point, and you adjust to stop. And I think that playing at a slower pace is going to allow you to see what changes does the opponent make, what are their tactical shifts that are going to potentially change the game, and how do we respond to that. It's sort of a your move situation.
I agree. Yeah, they've put it to a point where FR has to play, or not FR. I keep misnaming these teams. Where Fake has to make their move, and I haven't seen Fake play too much, but it seems from what I can see here, they're not great. No offense, they're not great at taking these taking opportunities and saying we have to go now. And it looks like with 3 people at that point, unless they counter at C, it's gonna be. Yeah, there it is.
Who is it that's over there in their base? That's what I want to know.
Salah.
Salah? Again?
Or no, it's not. It's not. I lied.
Red
No.
takes A. Blue takes
Yeah.
A. Red takes A.
Yeah, Marini.
Blue
Finally
counter.
goes down to blob.
No. Oh, wait. Who is it that's been over there? I'm really curious.
Probably
like
dead by now, so.
Well, that was we're staying on the A point. I want to know who's been at the C point that keeps on countering over there.
I feel like what both of these teams need in this situation is like a. This could be said for any team. I feel like they need like a gamer smash or like a dark moon to just go in and just like aggress super like no regard for their own life, take all the dashes, kick ass, kill as many people as they can, clear a path, and just be stupid aggressive. Because that's what you need. Even if you die, if you clear a path, if you make some movement, some space, it's worth it.
Red team
Oh,
countered.
yeah.
Red, I think that might be the first countdown that Fake's triggered this whole game.
Countered.
I think they did
gotten a
trigger
couple.
one earlier, but yeah, it's been few and far between, and it's been quite a long time since they've had one.
I'm back.
I think that they have that player to some extent in Digit Blob, who we saw on the payload side, really did a great job and was getting a bunch of fantastic kills and doing some disruption work while they were pushing payload. I think that for whatever reason, Digit Blob's been playing further back in this game on this map.
That
and-
was crazy range.
Ooh. Yeah. And I don't know. That's one of those things that I've always look at that taxi just mowing through people. Oh, they got a
Oh,
countdown.
he got it. It was so close.
Oh.
That could have been a sudden death
man.
situation right
The
there.
sprint. The sprint.
count-
I've always had issues with teams that decide, and again, no disrespect to the
Fast
teams that have
is ready
decided
to
to
attack.
play this way. But I never understood the strategy of
Actually,
having
just
someone.
disregard.
Blue takes B.
I don't understand the strategy of having someone that just sits back and defends the base, and that's all that they do. Ooh, a headshot with a
Yeah,
rock.
that's a not really a misconception, but that's something that I would do. I think like Alpha 1 or 2 when I didn't really know much about game flow. But you have to
Now
kind of
you know.
understand that if you're moving forward, like if you're moving all of your people forward, then it's gonna be really tough. So what you're looking for here is button pressure. And it's like, well, what if they get past this? Like, doesn't matter if they get past this if we're getting countdowns every 2 or 3 seconds because we're drawing them to the button.
Yep.
So if you're drawing your opponent to the button consistently, you know where they're gonna be. They can't hide in corners. They can't really defend, and leaving people behind for your attack like that is really not beneficial at all. Unless you have a really solid, crazy defender who can just sit in a corner or something, go nuts with stables like we had, I think Wolf last game.
But don't you
But
need a defender in this map because they can come like under everybody else?
I think
For the tunnel?
some of the time it's really useful to have a B defender, someone to just lock down B, because if they keep countering there, that's really good. But instead of having a quote defender, you can have people that just move through areas that the opponents would have to go through. Like you can have people that you've assigned to go tunnel, and in sending those people through there, they're going to kind of filter through anyone else that's trying to come to your base, and
Okay.
they're essentially defenders, but they're moving forward. So it's like a big steam truck rolling towards you. It's not the same as a wall, but it will run you over and it'll stop you.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that to the point that you were discussing, yes, you do have to have defenders that that are more focused on preserving buttons, but I think the reality of it, the way that I think about it, is in terms of you take a look at the entire map and the area to dispute. Ooh, B counter though. This is a large map. There's a lot of space, and if you sit even one person back or multiple people back, and you are essentially conceding the rest of the map area to the other team, it's only a matter of time before the repetition of you letting them push into your base and then just hoping that you can pull off those kills and those 1v1s. It's only a matter of time until they break through and get a point. And I think that's the biggest thing. Is you don't want to just... You want to have the battle on your own terms, and if those terms are the opponents having free reign over 3/4 of the map, you kind of already
You need to
lost.
review your terms and conditions, my friend.
Yeah.
Always read them.
Yeah, I think that you made a really good point about controlling the flow of the fight. A lot of teams, yeah, that's really well done from you, kid. A lot of teams, what they kind of, not really, they don't do correctly, but they just don't know about, is controlling, like, do we want this to be a fast fight? Do we want this to be a slow fight? Like, see that very aggressive dashing there from, who was that, Max out? He was controlling the fight by making it a faster fight. So he was you know, pouncing on him, forcing him to back up. And if you do that in a team scenario, if you do that with positions and how each person moves and covers each other, it can be so incredibly effective. If everyone's online, it's very, very good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we've got so we got Digiblob at 45 and 27, Taxi at 50 and 36, and then on Supernova's side, what you're seeing is a lot of balance. You've got 3 of their 4 players at 40 kills.
Yeah. They're all at 40.
Oh,
I want to see
Fake
one of
almost
these
got another
countdowns
point.
from Fake pull through. I want to see this.
you know, see a sudden death.
It's really
Nice,
interesting.
nice.
Can we pull up the point values really quickly? Because I have a hunch. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, actually not quite what I expected.
17,000 from Taxi right now, which
Yeah.
is
That's crazy.
that's a bonkers amount of points.
I don't think I've only
domination.
seen someone like, I think Laggy got like 21k, but that was
I think that was a full-time waterway. I think that game was,
Yeah.
or something like that.
yeah,
And,
you're right.
and yeah, because you need that because waterway is just a higher volume of button presses, and so as a result, oh, what a
Only 20
that
seconds
dash!
left.
That dash was fantastic.
Taxi going for the final cap. I think that a mistake that I see both Fake and SPNV making here
Oh, and
that
they-
we
they-
talk about a lot
Blue team
that we talk about a
C.
lot with this map is they're using their dashes to move around.
C.
Now you're gonna be like, what do you mean? You're supposed to use dashes.
Oh
over."
wow, great kills, great kills. Go get that dash. Uh-oh.
That's
There it is.
Paxi can kill everyone in their base, but it's not enough.
Nah.
And honestly,
That's
that's actually a pretty clever. So now it's tied 1-1. So we're going to be going to a control point.
1-1.
That's actually a really clever thing that I think Supernova did there, which was they actually sent players to B because they knew that Fake was going to be pushing to the C point for that countdown, and so they just countered at B. And if you occupy at the end game, like that's actually not a bad idea to just go ahead and send them to the spot they're not expecting the counter at.
Yeah. Total max out dropped.
Uh-oh.
If switch.
I was about to say. I hope
I
this
don't
doesn't go to
think either of
3-3.
these teams have anyone else available. I think that.
Well, I saw
Yeah,
a fifth
yeah.
Supernova when they
I-
right before they started the first match, so I think they have somebody or they have. Maybe,
Wait,
and then
what? Then why aren't they
dropped.
playing 5?
I don't know. Maybe the person had
Maybe-
to drop last minute or something.
Yeah, or maybe they agreed to play 4v4. I don't know.
Agree, blah blah blah. Come
It's
on.
just better at 4v4.
Oh, the real teams. I see.
The fake teams.
What? There's a team called. Never mind.
That's the entire
No
point of the
fake
joke.
teams, Maybe I'm just slow.
By the way, I want to just take this moment to give Odd a lot of props for the fact that he actually got new players on his team, so they don't have to forfeit.
Cut your crap, man.
Impressive. That's very
I thought you were
impressive.
gonna
Really-
Justin
No,
White for the
there's a lot
mid-roll.
There's a lot of growth I see out of Arc, specifically player wise.
I thought you were
Well,
gonna.
He was a pain in my ass earlier. I've been playing consistently until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning lately, whenever I have the time. And today I've seen Koala like 4 or 5 times on a match. It ticked me off.
Yeah, Koala's been super active. For sure.
He's intense as shit. That's for sure. And getting into the groove again of playing. He's definitely one of those players that's challenged me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've had his number.
Absolutely.
I've had his number a few times, but for the most part, he's gotten me.
Total max is back, so.
Koala, another
Oh,
O2
somebody else dropped.
to
And
graduate.
there goes Blob.
Nothing?
Oh,
All right,
it's-
let's go
it's-
Mando versus Tallok. That's what we're gonna do.
Switch.
Just 1v1.
Yeah, wait, what
1v1 for
happened?
all of it.
Is it over, or what the hell is happening?
No, I think they're switching servers or something here.
Switching to a Euro server because I believe Fake is a EU team to English.
Is it?
EU team.
Yes. I don't know.
Really? I didn't know that. Hang on.
So
I
do you
called it-
think
I called
Mando
it
can
F1
do
by
this?
accident,
That's
so
the question now.
I do 1v0. I think he knows how to hit a button. I'm not sure though. I for one do not.
Wouldn't it just go to overtime? Like, isn't that what would happen?
What?
Like, if you went into control point and you didn't hit the button, would it go on forever, or would it just reset? Like, would it count down to a certain point and then it would
It
be
doesn't
like
count down, it
overtime?
counts up. So it just goes on forever.
It would just go on forever.
Yeah.
I just wondered if there is a timeout period on that game type. If the thing would happen.
Maybe one that's like hidden in the code, but
Yeah.
not the one that I can see on your wrist. Orc, do you wanna?
I'm not 100%. The code is not in my head currently, so I
Yeah.
have no clue.
That's the mage. Why do we
what
even
all
have
the
you?
edge cases are? If
So I
any.
think, I think in the off season, what we need to do, Odd, is we need to arrange to have the longest game of Hyper Dash ever, which
Where
is
nothing happens.
Yeah, where the button is not touched and people just fight
Someone
and
would-
we can cycle people in and out. But I want that timer to like count. Like I want it to be like 48-hour game when all is said and done. You know?
No. You just have to go back to Alpha 2 before they added domination timer.
glory. Yeah.
I remember a 4-hour game of domination. Thanks for not adding a timer, by the way, Orc.
Oh,
I'm
but
just
the
gonna-
4
I'm
hours
just-
were so fun.
It was fun, but like it was horrible.
Yes, that also, but
It was really fun.
okay.
I was gonna say I don't
No.
know if it's my bad luck or not, but I've been running into a extremely strong string of toxic players. It's been getting on my nerves.
Same. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I played
I
against this
saw
guy
Odd the other
named
day, and I was like, oh my god.
UK,
What? Did
And-
you?
and they were playing. I think they were playing Rig, and his team took a clean 5-0 sweep, right? And
TK, do you have
I'm,
server?
I'm
Lad says that it's this changing servers, but the info should be the same. So
Info's the
just
same,
everyone-
but I was waiting. Gosh.
Wait, block it so that
It is
It's
blocked,
not.
it is
It's not.
blocked,
Sorry,
It's not
blocked.
visible on the stream.
You're seeing
Okay.
the
We're
Discord,
just.
not the OBS stream.
I see. I see.
I was gonna say I was
We
commending
all
him
have
for
that
his defense because we couldn't get to his flag, but he was talking so much trash. Then we hop into a game of Waterway, and they completely and totally exploited his defense, and it took a clean 3-0 sweep. He was still talking trash.
Taxi removed the
Some-
fake from his name.
The only thing that I hate about new people is that if I'm like 25-3 and there's a
Tax-
child on my team and then we
Wait, what
win,
did
the
Taxi-
child is like, ugh.
Why would Taxi
Why
go
did
in and
Taxi
remove
change
his
his
name?
name?
I have no idea why we changed.
He's switching
Bunch of-
sides.
Bunch of amateurs, I tell you.
No, but I think probably one of the most satisfying parts about trash talkers as a veteran is
Wait,
the fact
no,
that
no,
no matter what your skill set is, you can
I
put
look,
them in
look
their
at
place
look at
physically
Taxi.
and
Look
fuck
at
them up.
Taxi. Come on, look at Taxi. It is in his username. It's not on the cast.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I thought he was
No.
just like really dumb for a second. I was
I'm
like,
gonna-
what?
So
I'm gonna
actually, this is
screenshot
interesting.
that.
We've seen this happen before, and Oraclem. It's actually interesting because now that we've been dealing with the JSON files, with the data from the games, we've actually noticed that sometimes those files grab a player's old name, like an alias that they were using. That happened with a player on our team, and we found out that he was aliasing as someone that we were wondering who they were for a while, and so we caught them. But yeah, so it's for whatever reason, it's
That's
actually
a
like pulling old data
Huh.
Probably something with
in the
that.
username.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, this is all Uruin's fault, and we know this, so we'll just.
We
wanna
hear
emphasize
furious clicking from Orkalong's computer. hold on a second, guys. Click.
Adding something.
Although I will say I've been playing with a whole lot of League and Scrim team players lately, so my skills have been improving. So that's a plus
1v1?
on my end.
Here we go.
Yeah, the scrims and the especially like the veteran pubs and meetups are always
Oh yeah,
such a great opportunity to improve and learn.
yeah. I'm hoping to make a comeback sometime. So
Awesome.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm on as much as I can.
Yeah, for sure. Well, fortunately there's a lot of new teams that need players that are motivated and trying to improve, and that's kind of the cool thing about the league where it is now, as opposed to Odd, as you remember, season 0, season 1, where it was
Oh,
just
man.
like we just really had one play set of players and no one else could really be involved.
Yeah, just
yeah.
like
At this point, I feel like it's like you want to get players who still play the game. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you also want to get players at the same time who can bring the championship mindset, veteran or new player. They're like,
First
I want to win a championship, or I
elimination.
want to bring this team to the playoffs, and we have to do anything by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my whole thing. With,
Necessary. Oh man, you're starting to sound like a Lumi. I'm getting scared.
I want to win a championship, okay?
He's getting that from his RDF friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Which yeah, we'll see what happens with D, if they're ever gonna return to the game or not.
Yep.
Match
Here we
starts
go.
In 3,
4v4 control point. Let's see how this plays out.
My least favorite map ever.
Agreed. Hard agreed.
Fucking
Yeah.
hate this.
control point.
I don't care.
First elimination.
Some really good play from Martini here. He's playing back a bit and controlling that button from.
The control point.
It's
Well,
Marini,
yeah.
not Martini.
I can't
You
do
alcoholic.
Red team has captured the control point. Blue team
Right, some interesting.
control point.
I'm wondering if they are going to set up from the point.
Blue team has captured the control point.
For pretty even. I'm curious
Interesting
about,
from
you know,
Martini.
you were talking about
Red team.
having Marini stand back like that.
Blue team.
I'm not sure if that's such a good idea, considering that you only have 4 players. And is it
That's
worth
fair, I
it to
didn't
have
consider
someone
Blue
have
team
someone
has
sitting that
captured
far
the
back and
control
make it a
point.
3v4 at the button? I don't know.
If you have 5 players and 3 of them are set up around the button and 1 is dealing with dashes,
Man, Mando with some beautiful distance shots.
Has captured the control
yeah,
point.
if you have the numbers, then it's really good to have someone who's kind of backed up and can, if need be, go and press button after the fight's over and they get the final pick, not being in danger the whole time. But if you have a 4v4, then sometimes it can be really difficult to justify using that one person way back there.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
you're right in the fact that he should be playing a little
Blue
more
team
aggressively.
Has captured the control point.
I also think that the big change, obviously, I don't know how much this has been discussed, but the shift about the dynamic where you get a dash when you press the button is
Yeah, that's really
massive on this map.
You can dive
big
in
on
so
every
well.
map. It's big on every map, for, like as far as domination goes, but it's most influential on control point because how many times have we dashed in, hit that button, and then we just
Circle
don't.
of death,
we don't
I tell
have-
you.
Yeah, we don't have any
Out of that
dash
range.
energy to even like sprint away. You're just
It's
like
just like I
you're
sat
there. You're
over
like,
my-
oh hi.
It's like, what is your purpose? I gained 2 points. Oh my god.
Blue team has captured the
2
control
points,
point.
if that, because oftentimes they
Yeah, if that.
immediately.
Fucking lucky if you.
Supernova has 5 players,
Oh yeah, this is now
Oh!
5v4. What is
Isn't
happening?
Control
right? Because they started with 4.
Blue team has
Or did
captured
we
the
lose that?
control
Yeah,
point.
they did start with 4.
Wait a minute. This is not allowed. Hold on. This is not allowed. I've read those rules at least once. Right?
Does
Hold
Fake
on.
have another player coming?
And it's not just somebody that hopped in by accident because he's playing now. So
Yeah.
Hold on.
What? Okay.
This is this is gonna be a little pause.
Captured the control point.
Do you want me to hop in? Tell him to pause it?
No, I mean we can't do that now.
Team has captured
Yeah,
the
it's
Automatic
this
loss.
will be. I think that this is probably gonna be a forfeit.
okay, drop.
I don't-
him.
yeah.
Nice. No, they dropped him. Hopefully,
captured the control point.
got it. Fake.
Did he get
Yeah.
Did he get?
I mean,
how many
it's
kills?
only relevant if yeah. He got it. Yeah, he had a few kills. So then there's the aspect of the MMR and the stat.
If Fake wins, then it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Has captured the
Hopefully,
control
Fake wins. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, go Fake. Go Fake. I don't want to have to do a
point.
rules committee.
Our office is full of cobwebs.
Yeah, the office has not been active very much. Put it that way. It's really just Oracle sitting in there eating Tic Tacs.
He's got mountains of Tic Tacs. Several hundred
Well,
boxes.
now
lying on the wall.
just the empty boxes. It's not.
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
actual Tic Tacs. He's eating all the Tic Tacs, and now it's just he's stacking the boxes like Lego blocks.
Maybe that's where he got the idea for staples. Tic Tacs. Who calls them that?
I don't remember. I don't remember who calls them that.
It's like
control point.
Fake actually
I-
doubling Supernova's score here.
that's
Wow.
pretty crazy.
First person I ever heard call it that was Recco.
Yeah, I think he calls them Tic Tacs. I think Quad calls them Tic Tacs.
Wait,
Most
people
likely.
call them Tic Tacs?
That's what I said.
What are they called other than Tic Tac?
Staples.
What? People call
What?
Staples Tic Tacs?
Okay.
Right? That's
Wait.
exactly. Yeah. I never understood Tic Tacs. Never. Staples make sense because it does look like a staple gun.
I think it's like when you take like a
first
little
pistol
thing
is
of.
fine. First pistol's fine that's its real name, but
I think when you like shake the box at Tic Tacs, it goes like, and then when you shoot it, it goes like, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Speculation. A look into Rekko's mind.
Okay, 100, 200.
How
for
aggressively
Fake.
are you shaking your bottle of Tic Tacs for them to sound like that, though? Like, that's...
Your TikTok
Don't
story
go out-
is
don't go
not-
out with the TikTok master.
Recco, chill with your freaking Tic Tacs, dude. What the hell, Recco?
Red team has captured the control point.
Alright, 209 to 109, so it's a 100-point lead right now.
This is some really good play from both teams, but I appreciate a lot about how Fake is consistently keeping pressure on the button. They're not going to do other stuff. They're not staying back. Look at how organized they are. They're sitting around button. They have really good positions.
And
I like
Digiblob just
a lot of things about this.
absolutely annihilating right now,
Yeah, I was
KD-wise.
just gonna say, you see now again how aggressive Blob is, and then
Yeah.
wonder why he wasn't in the previous match.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's just
It's
a strategy
wow.
thing that they had made a decision to try it a certain way and it didn't
Yeah.
work out for them, and sometimes that happens. Can we switch over to Cassius? I'm curious. I saw him with a sniper earlier. I'm wondering if he's continuing to try that.
Like he's still rocking with pistols at the moment.
Okay.
I was actually gonna say, I've seen a lot of improvement from Supernova over the past 2 seasons. I remember when I was playing season 1, they were us when we were playing for Onyx, and them were considered like top 2 worst teams in the entire league when it came to wins.
Yeah.
But over the past couple seasons, they've definitely improved. That's for sure.
Yeah, they definitely gotten better. I think that the MMR system of matchmaking was a huge benefit to them, just because I felt like for a long time, with the way that we had things set up prior, there was a lot of teams that, because it was just sort of randomized who you played against, there's a lot of teams that could have gotten better and could have learned a lot more, except for the fact that they were getting smacked by teams like E and ARC and other, or UNSC, you know, TMM, things like that. So like,
I mean, I guess
when you don't have to deal with those teams all the time, it's a lot easier to figure out how to improve moment by moment. There's the win right there
Yeah.
for Fake, so
One
congratulations
who
to them.
wanted the underdog win, got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's technically biased, but I think that Onyx, if we had stuck together at the time, we had a lot of talent on the roster.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think it could have been something. I mean, look at where everybody's come from.
Onyx's original roster, if you, and obviously the progression of how all these players improve is different, but their original roster would be a top 4 or 5 playoff team.
Onyx
I mean,
is
for
pretty
some-
well, but let's
together
talk
now.
about Fake.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's fair. I'm really impressed with
So we got
with Fake's ability
9,000
to
for Taxi there.
stay around button. I feel like in terms of what SPNV could have done a little better is their interactions, man. They weren't playing aggressively enough. They needed to be around button more, and I saw them with some pretty low point values but fine KDs, which signifies to me that they weren't going in and trying to hit it hard enough, which is really unfortunate. But a great job from both teams. Shout out to Fake for, you know, underdog winning. A good job to everyone here.
Yeah, I think you know, obviously Digiblob was really impressive and had tremendous KD in all of the maps that he played. But I'll say that I think that we saw a lot from Fake Taxi as in terms of just his impact on the game. Especially we saw that on Quora. We saw that in the runarounds there during payload of him just getting 3, 4, 5, 6 kills in a row. And so if he can continue to do that, continue to have that impact on the game, it has a lot of room for growth and a lot of success for them this season.
That was fun to cast. I'm glad I got to do that. Thanks you guys for coming in and commentating.
Yeah, TK, thank you so much for casting. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Dash.